Welcome to Milk and Honey. This is not my normal content, so this is not about gardening. This is about what the Lord revealed to me after me asking Him countless and numerous times that if He could provide for us a farm. I really want a farm. And after months and months of nagging God, like, Lord, can I have a farm? Lord, can I please have a farm? He answered me. Now I had this dream, revelation, whatever you want to call it, a few months ago, I believe like 6 months ago, 6+ months ago, after months of me asking the Lord, and He finally answered me. Before I start what God revealed to me, I want to see a little bit of a backstory. I'm a Christian. We used to live in Chicago, and a very tiny basement. For the longest time, I never was able to grow my own food in such a large scale, maybe a couple of pots here and there. I have been following Christ for about 7 years, and the Lord gifted us this beautiful property that we are in. So I don't want to sound that I am ungrateful. Coming from very little to the Lord blessing us with more than we could have ever asked for. So moving from Chicago to Florida, it was a big difference. I didn't know that I wanted a cow until I got to Florida. I started having chickens, and chickens is the gate world to farm life, gardening, and chickens. You get hooked and you want to start homesteading ASAP. Now, previously, me wanting a farm, the Lord gave me a dream, and I will link it on the description box of how the Lord spoke to me about stocking up on food and water and what was gonna hit the land, the world. After the Lord spoke to me in that dream, I really wanted to start stocking up on food, healthy food, and coming here and gardening. I have done amazingly here, even though Florida it's a beast in itself for gardening. And I live in an HOA, so what I can do is very restricted. I'm not even supposed to have chickens, but I try to take care of my girls and keep them quiet and keep them happy. So I know that that's probably, like if HOA comes, I'm knocking, I'm gonna have to get rid of my girls. So that is why I really wanted a farm, and that is why I started asking the Lord for a farm for months, and then He answered me with a dream. After much prayer and trying to speak to the Lord and try for Him to get an answer, because we're impatient, we're human, we want everything quickly. The Lord finally spoke to me in my dream. I was in my bedroom, and in my bedrooms we have like these two large windows that face the back of our home. And as we were looking out the window, we were suddenly on top of a hill, and we could see like a valley. I could see everything. There was no buildings. It was all land, like a valley, like a desert or something. It was just like land everywhere. No buildings in sight. So the Lord was beside me. I didn't see His face. He was just like in a white robe and just light radiating from Him. And I wasn't allowed to look at Him. I know it was God, but I was just looking forward, and we're on top of this hill, and He told me, this is what's coming to the land, and that is why you cannot have your farm yet. He said yet. So I know that the Lord will bless me with a farm, but in His own timing. So what I can describe that I saw it was almost like a desert. I know it wasn't a desert because there wasn't sand. It was just, everything was dry. Everything was orange. There was like this dust clouds and like tumbleweeds. So I knew in my dream that there was like a drought, like heat and a drought. And Now, this is just what the Lord said for me. I come from Chicago. I have no experience homesteading. So maybe if the Lord would bless me with a farm right now, I would not be able to solve the problems, have solutions for the problems like a already experienced homesteader would have. But I know that the Lord's plans are higher than mine. So that subsided my want in wanting a farm. Obviously, that I still want a farm. I still want, farm animals. But I will do what I can with what the Lord has blessed me with. I will learn how to do many things in the space that I am in right now. That being said, I don't have a time schedule. I just know this is what the Lord revealed to me. And many times I do doubt in what the Lord shows me. And recently I have learned that I need to stop doubting and to trust when the Lord gives me revelations and visions, because a lot of things have been going on in my family that I dream about first, that the Lord reveals to me first in dreams, and then they happen. So around this time that I had this dream, I kind of kept it to myself. I usually keep the dreams to myself for a bit. I try to interpret them and analyze them. But in this case, this dream was black and white. The Lord said it straightforward, not yet. This is what's coming to the land, and you are not going to be ready for it. But around this time, my husband had another dream, which I had kept my dream from him. I had not revealed my dream to him yet. And he said, and I'm talking about like a week apart. Like I had my dream and then my husband had his dream a week apart. And in his dream, he said basically the same thing. He said that he woke up in his dream and that he saw this really bright light outside of our window. Like I said, our window faces the back of our home. And then since he saw this really bright light, that he went outside, and then outside the Lord was standing on top of our deck, and he was looking forward, kind of like my dream. He was looking forward, and he told my husband, do the most that you can with what I have given you. And with that, my husband understood that we had to use the land, we had to put trees in our home, that we had to grow as much as possible, use our land wisely, and grow as much as we can, because there was going to be a time where food was going to be very scarce and not much was going to be available for us. And I'm not trying to scare anybody. Like I said, the Lord never gave us a time stamp on when this is going to happen. But at that time, my husband didn't want to put a lot of trees in our yard. He didn't want. We already had a bunch of trees, but now his mindset is like, let's go get a few more trees. We have some areas that we could add extra stuff, like extra beds. So his mindset changed, and the Lord also said to him to get a water catchment system. I believe because of the drought that we're gonna have. The Lord will probably bless us with water to sustain us through those moments of drought. But we have to prepare our home. We have to prepare ourselves for what's going to come. If you have seen what's going on in Mexico or in India, you will know that they have gone through an extreme drought, and Mexico's barely getting some rain, and India is basically melted of how hot it's over there. And if you know anything about India, they are the highest. They give us all the grains, and most of the grains we receive from India, and also a lot of spices. The grains that we use for our main substance, what's gonna keep us full. So I suggest you guys stocking up on that as well. And if you're still with me and you haven't changed the channel, I pray blessings over you. And this is not to scare anybody. This is for us to get prepared. So when the time does come, whenever it is, 1 year, couple of months, election time, a few years, we are somewhat prepared. But another word that the Lord has given me that I'll share in another dream, in another video, it's that we have to trust in Him, hold on firmly to His promises, that He will sustain us and He will give us what we need when we need it. Not what we want, what we need. There have been many times where the Lord has revealed a word just for myself. But when the Lord said this is what's coming to the world, that is why I want to share this video. Because if my sister had a dream of something, a calamity or a disaster or hard times coming, I would have appreciated my sister would, like say, hey, this is what the Lord has been revealing to me, and I wanted to share with you. And that is exactly what she does. My sister has been receiving the same kind of dreams. My sister is an intercessor. I mean, if you think somebody like a goody two shoes and a good heart, that would be my sister. I mean, she could be a saint for all I know her of. Obviously, she has her flaws, but that woman withstands the word of God, and she's basically like a woman's of Proverbs. She is wise and she prays. She wakes up at 5 in the morning. She prays. I mean, that doesn't make you a godly preferred child of God, but definitely obedience. The Lord, if you're obedient and if you're seeking the Lord will bless you with dreams and revelation and wisdom. So that being said, seek the Lord and ask for guidance. So if I haven't lost you and you still haven't unsubscribed, well, thank you for watching, and I will be sharing a little bit more content like this about my dreams because I think it's very important in the days that we're living in. And if the Lord reveals to me something, I will want to share it so that we're all aware of what's going on. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.